Hello and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today there is motion in the ocean, baby, as we talk the top 10 scary objects found in the deep sea. I know you guys love a bit of deep sea action. Don't you even try and pretend that you don't. I know it. Who doesn't? To be fair. Although I have to say the ocean is a truly terrifying place at the very same time. And also now that more and more carbon dioxide is being pumped into the atmosphere, the ocean is becoming acidic. Scarier still. Before we get into today's video, I want to talk to you about our video sponsor, Bunz. By now you should know that Bunz is my favourite sustainability focused community and my favourite trading app out there. For those of you who haven't yet heard of Bunz, A, where have you been? And B, they are a global trading app founded in Toronto, but spreading to a community near you. Bunz understand that just because you throw something away doesn't mean it's gone forever, it just ends up in landfill or the ocean. Bunz encourages people to trade as one person's trash is another person's treasure. I actually just traded for an amazing early 1970s dining unit because I want to turn my house into a 70s palace. Here it is. Straight off Bunz. I honestly would be really sad if someone had scrapped it and, you know, just thrown it away. It would have been a waste. You can trade all kinds of things on Bunz too, including clothes, which is pretty awesome. Bunz also allows you to earn a cryptocurrency called BTZ, which you can use in your community to buy stuff. I use mine for cookies and beer. Or you can also use it for trading. If you want to earn 100 BTZ for signing up, then click the link in the description box and use me as your referral, at Rebecca Felgate with no spaces. It's written right here. That way I'll also get Bunz too for referring you, and also sharing is caring, as they say. So start trading and stop throwing things away today. The more of us that sign up, the better the trading opportunities. One more little question for you guys before we get into the video. Who here has been scuba diving? I'd absolutely love to go, but I'm a little bit scared of all of the pressure on my chest. Let me know if you have in the comments section down below, and why not leave a few deep sea emojis. Like this video, share it with a friend, check out the links in the description box. Alright, coming in at number 10 we have the Ghost River of the Black Sea. I love a good mystery, as we all know, but riddle me this. How can a river flow underwater? That is some crazy mythical talk right there. Deep under the Black Sea there is a river that was discovered only 9 years ago, but has likely flown for hundreds of years. The river looks extremely haunting indeed, and even has trees growing beside it, and a cascading waterfall. The river was found 60 meters deep, and it is massive. It's 350 times greater than the UK's River Thames, and 10 times bigger than Europe's biggest river, the Rhine. What's happening down there? River. Coming in at number 9, this actually makes me really sad, we have the Titanic's ghost shoes. Okay, it's time for some real talk, so brace yourselves. As we know, the Titanic infamously sank in 1912 after striking an iceberg, and 1,500 souls perished in the aftermath, mostly because there weren't enough lifeboats to save those on board. A lot of people literally went down with the ship, and they sank with it in its two halves, which are now 12,000 feet down at the bottom of the ocean. That's over 2 miles down. So you would expect that the ship would be absolutely littered with skeletons, and it was for a while, but not anymore. The first time the Titanic wreck was found and explored by divers was in 1986, over 70 years after it had sunk. Movie director James Cameron made a handful of trips down there to the wreck when he was researching and then filming the Titanic movie. When the movie director was asked about the macabre state of the ship, where the bodies are and such, he revealed that actually all of the corpses of the victims have disappeared. Why? Well, it seems that skeletons dissolve very quickly under pressure, and the pressure over 2 miles down into the sea is very, very high indeed. Hauntingly though, while the bodies may have disintegrated, what is left is the pairs of shoes that they were wearing when they died, and they are absolutely everywhere. So why is that? It's because the shoes back then were treated with tannic acid, which has served to protect them from dissolving. Have a listen to this clip.
A pair of women's shoes?
Yeah.
Next to a pair of girls' shoes. These were people.
These were people. Those shoes got to the bottom.
Double.
Every pair of shoes down there serves as a haunting reminder and a grave marker for where the humans felt their final resting place. I honestly think about the ghost shoes of the Titanic a lot. Speaking of a shipwreck, at number 8 we have the world's oldest shipwreck. That we know about anyway. That's kind of the beauty, right? We think that one thing's old, but then we find another thing, and we just keep on progressing. And I love life because of that. Hurrah. In 2018, divers made an incredible discovery a mile below the surface of the Black Sea. The Black Sea again, we've already heard about the Black Sea on this list. What is going on in this spooky stretch? This particular section of the ocean was just off the coast of Bulgaria, where divers discovered an ancient Greek vessel thought to date back 2,000 400 years. Can you even believe it? That's older than most cities in Europe. The 23-meter long boat has been preserved by a lack of oxygen on the seabed, which has meant that its mast and its rudders and all the other shippy bits are still looking decidedly shippy. Professor John Adams from the Maritime Archaeology Project said, "A ship surviving intact from the classical world, lying over 2 kilometers down in the water, is something that I would never have believed possible." Well, believe it. Coming into number 7, we have the lost cities. There have been many cities that have been lost to the ocean. The ancient city of Atlantis is somewhat of a legend and it's never been found, but there are plenty of ancient cities that do officially lie in observable ruins. Heraklion, for example, lies off the coast of Egypt near the mouth of the famous river Nile. It was found in the year 2000 by underwater archaeologist Frank Godot, but prior to that, it was thought that, like Atlantis, the city was just a work of lore. It is connected with legends of Heracles and Helen of Troy after all. Have a look at some of the ancient statues found strewn across the seabed. Honestly, how utterly haunting. Some of the artifacts have now been raised from the ocean, where they've been hidden for an entire millennia. As ocean levels rise on Earth, how many other cities will meet a similar fate? That's kind of why sustainability is such an integral focus at this point in history. So from lost cities and old ships, we have what could be the world's oldest computer. Coming into number 6, we have the mysterious Antikythera mechanism. Yay, I said it right. This ancient Greek analog computer was used to predict astronomical positions and solar eclipses. It's thought that this computer was used as a calendar with which to track the 4-year cycles of the old Olympic Games. The mechanism was lost for 2,200 years on the world's second oldest shipwreck. The artifact was initially discovered in 1901 when Greek sponge divers found an encrusted greenish lump, but 75 years later into its future, its true nature began to be revealed. Now we know that the artifact contained over 30 handmade cogs and could nearly accurately track the movement of planets and constellations. The discovery goes to show that the ancient Greeks knew so much more than we thought that they did. Coming into number 5, we have deep sea monsters. Okay, so we're around the middle spot on this list, so I think now is a good time to tell you that actually nature is demented. Like, it's proper crazy down there. We discover thousands of new marine species each year, and well, as you know, the Earth is 80% water, so who knows what else is lurking down there. What we do know is that actually the ocean is filled with an absolute horror show, an absolute lineup of monsters. Here I am bopping in to just name a few that will ruin your day. Meet the sarcastic fringehead shark, the humpback anglerfish, the northern stargazer, the vampire eel, the giant squid, the pelican eel, and of course everyone's mate the blobfish. I'm telling you, it's dark, cold and creepy down there. Coming into number 4, we have Mariana's Sounds. Did I say that the ocean was dark, cold and creepy? I guess I missed out the fact that the ocean is also filled with a veritable horror score of mysterious sounds. Mariana's Trench is the name given to the deepest part of the ocean. Usual ocean depths are around 2-ish miles down, but mate, let me tell you this, Mariana's Trench off the coast of Guam is nearly 7 miles down. No. What do you think lives down there? Sea cucumbers and strange sounds. In 2014, scientists heard a weird pinging sound coming from the waters around the super deep super creep. That's what I'm calling Mariana's Trench from now on. Have a listen and let me know what you think this unidentified sound is. At first, nobody, including our mates the NOAA, were too sure what it was, but now a team of researchers from Oregon State University have decided that the alien-like sound could be a new call from a baleen whale. Still though, this is unconfirmed and I don't feel good about deep sea sounds, especially when I've seen some of the horrors that live down there. Coming into number 3, we have unexploded nukes. Oh, you didn't know there were lost and discarded nuclear weapons across the world's oceans? Hate to tell you, but yeah, there are. A lot, in fact, a whole host of non-nuclear but still very dangerous bombs are also hanging out unexploded in the deep. Sorry to ruin your day. One fun example, in December 1965, a plane carrying a Megatron nuclear warhead rolled, yes rolled, off the deck of an aircraft carrier into the Sea of Japan, where it stays forevermore, or until it surfaces. Ugh. There is a 30 kilotron fat man in the Pacific somewhere too. But, Rebecca, this is a list about found things, not lost things. Sure. But I'm saying, one day they will turn up. Maybe in a sleepy seaside village near you. A big boy bomb washed up in North Carolina in November 2018. That beast was from World War II, 70 plus years, and she found her way to the shore. Honestly, the thought terrifies me. Coming into number 2, we have the spaceship of the Baltic Sea. Some call it the Baltic Sea Anomaly, others call it a crash-landed UFO that sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and some people think it is the spit of the Millennium Falcon. In 2014, an image of the strange object was circulated by professional divers. It seems that the mysterious object is raised 13 feet above the seabed and is surrounded by a very mysterious rock formation. What is it? Well, the website Snopes thinks that it's a big fat fake, but others aren't so sure. Finally, coming into number 1 of our scariest things found in the ocean, we have 100 plus years of human waste. Many of us have seen the tragic videos of wildlife caught up in human trash dumped in the ocean, or the plastic straw in the crying turtle's nose, but actually, this horrifying stuff is really just the tip of the iceberg. It seems like we have a disconnect about where our trash goes. When you throw something away, we just forget about it because it isn't our responsibility anymore, but actually, it doesn't mean that that thing stops existing. It is estimated that by the year 2050, there will be as much plastic in the ocean by weight as there is marine life, which is actually mental. Ocean pollution is a real issue. Some of our waste has been lost to the deep sea, some of it is still floating on the top of the ocean. Have a look at this shocking image of plastic floating in the Caribbean. More facts for you. 5 trillion pieces of microplastics are currently in the ocean, with 1 whole truckload added each minute. Jack Finch as well as Che and I were talking about how disgusting the throwaway culture we live in is today, but luckily there are apps like Buns that are looking to tackle the issues and encouraging us to trade things that we don't want anymore rather than throwing them away. But of course we need to be more aware of things like non-recyclable coffee cups and plastic bottles, if not we're literally going to poison our water, and to put it lightly, that would suck. So guys, that was that. What do you think the scariest thing found in our ocean is? Do let me know in the comments section down below, and don't forget to let me know if you've ever been scuba diving. I really want to go, but the fear's got a hold of me, man. Thank you again to our video sponsor, Buns. If you guys want to download Buns, then click in the link in the description box and use @RebeccaFelgate with no spaces as your referral. I would be most pleased. Before I go, I'm going to read some messages from people who actually downloaded the Buns app and messaged me on it because I feel like they need some recognition. Egado R said, "Hello, I don't know if you'll see this, but I'm one of the most amazing top 10 subscribers and I would like to say thank you so much for showing us Buns." Thank you for downloading it. Michael E said, "I really appreciate your videos, Rebecca. You're amazing and thank you for introducing me to Buns. It's not too popular in Australia yet, but I hope it'll get there eventually." Honestly, I do too, and if you guys are watching Down Under, then hello, and also help Michael out and download. Olivia R simply said, "I love you on YouTube." Thanks Olivia, and thank you to everyone for watching. Once again too, check out the links in our description box to Buns and our most amazing Instagrams. Please do leave a big thumbs up on this video and share it with a friend. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!